am calling an emergency meeting. Have a seat. Can somebody check on homegirl in the back? No, the one in the yellow. Why is she taking so long? We're about to get started right away. The time is here and the reviews are flooding in when it comes to not using oils and butters on natural hair. There is no sugar coating this though, but it appears that people's hair is jacked up, allegedly. It's come to my attention that curly cuts are ruining natural hair. And I'm not just talking about little split ends here and there. The entire strands of the hair is compromised. So we need to talk. So as you know, I've dropped oils and butters like a big ol' heavy sack of laundry, and I've spoken about it on my channel intensely. In fact, I couldn't stop talking about it, girl, and I have a whole playlist on this entire method that I will link down below. My whole journey is documented, but to be fair, this is a lot of information that we needed to wrap our minds around. Not using oils and butter in natural hair? Where they do that at? What the hell are we supposed to do with our hair then? This month is actually my 2-year anniversary since I stopped using oils and butters in my hair. And all I've been doing is a simple routine of washing, conditioning, and styling my natural hair. And I have to tell you, ever since I've been doing this, my routine is so simple, it's pretty easy, and my hair has never been the same, in a good way. And I've also posted a few updated videos just to check in to see what's been going on with my hair. So I can say with confidence that my hair is doing well, unless it's slowly being damaged and I'm not even noticing or paying attention. Is that possible? I'm not sure what's going on, but today we are going to investigate. Now, there's a few things that we need to talk about, and we may have to bring back this series and continue to talk about it because it's kind of a lot. 1, are curly cuts ruining natural hair? 2, is the hooded dryer the real culprit and it's frying our hair? It's indirect heat, but it's still heat. Or is it the fact that we're not using deep conditioners or leave-in conditioners regularly and our hair is just chronically dry? And the reason why I'm so perplexed about all of this is because it's all coming out of the blue. It's like the damage is a silent killer. Killer of strands, that is. But let's take it back a bit so I can give you the full picture. So in recent years, stylists have been popping right and left and center saying that we don't need to use oils and butters in our natural hair. Apparently we've been doing it all wrong, and YouTube University is the reason why people's hair is jacked up. Of course, I felt some sort of way because I'm a creator in YouTube University, but essentially what it all came down to is that we don't need to do all the things that we were doing to our hair. We don't need to pre-poo, wash, deep condition, leave-in conditioner, oil, butter. We don't need to do all that. You just need to wash, condition, and style. And by styling, I mean humectant heavy gels, botanical gels, but gels nonetheless. So you can only imagine how much pushback we've given this method. It goes against everything our ancestors believe. It's like ripping a band-aid. Everything that we're doing is so different. If you went from using oils to this method, you know, the early days were so uncomfortable because it's something that we've never done before. Now, some of us brave, courageous souls, dare I say, decided to trust the process and follow the stylist's advice. I wasn't one of them. I still remember the first time someone told me to use gels in my hair after I washed it. I was like immediately blocked. You're not about to sabotage my hair journey, you feel me? Gels on my 4C hair after I wash it. Why would I do that? But this method kept popping up everywhere, and truth be told, I thought that it was just a trend that was going to die out. But once I tried it, I remember the first day I tried it, I was like, you know what? There's something there. And it's been 2 years since. And I like to say that my hair flourished. Okay, I'm not wearing my hair right now, but my hair did very well, surprisingly. And I get that flourishing means different things to different people. Some people focus on length, some people focus on health, which eventually will give them length. But I really felt that hydration was at the core of this method, which is why I kept going. From the very first time I did a wash and go, my hair was just so heavy and filled with water that I was like, maybe I don't know what I'm doing, but I do see the vision. Again, I made several videos talking about my experience, so check the link down below if you want detail, week by week, how I felt about the whole thing. But essentially, I kept going. And I really enjoyed the process. I enjoyed rediscovering my hair. I enjoyed wearing my hair. I enjoyed styling my hair. It was just a whole different way of caring for my hair. And like I said, I liked it. And I want to say, I haven't noticed any real damage to my hair. Except for the time where I dyed, bleached, and colored it but that's not what we're talking about. But since I've been hearing that people's hair are being damaged, I have been looking at my strands through a magnifying glass. Is my hair damaged and I just haven't noticed? Is that possible? So I washed my hair the other day, and let me tell you, girl, I was going strand by strand. I was looking at every part of my hair to make sure that my hair was in tip-top shape, to make sure that my hair was okay. And it was almost the perfect timing because I had gotten a trim with a stylist about a month prior. So I was really looking at my ends to see what was going on, and they looked fine to me. My hair behaved like it always did. Now, just because I haven't experienced any damage doesn't mean that it's not real. It doesn't mean that someone out there is not struggling with this method. What's essentially coming out is that people are experiencing a lot of split ends. And I mean split ends all the way through and through the shaft of the hair. People have to cut half of their strands off because of how much split ends they're experiencing. And the worst is that they've been seeing their stylist every 3 to 4 months and following their recommendations and trims every 3 to 4 months. What's going on? Now, a fellow creator started this whole thing. Her name is Rosie, and I'm going to link her video down below. But essentially, she went to a different stylist who blew dry her hair, and they were both shocked to see the condition of her ends. They were looking at each other like, I mean, I feel like that's what happened. I don't know, girl, I wasn't there, but the way that she explained everything in her video, which I'm gonna link down below, her ends were jacked up, y'all. And she was seeing a stylist every 3 to 4 months and getting regular trims with them. So what is the problem? I know I keep asking what's the problem. It's because I really wanna know what's going on. What is the problem? If you're getting regular trims, which are really expensive, by the way, how can your hair be jacked up? How can you have split ends all the way up the shaft of your hair, unless we're not actually taking care of the split ends when we are getting these trims? I'm not gonna lie, I've been looking into this really deeply, probably a little too deep than I should have, but as it turns out, cutting natural hair in its natural state does not take care of the split ends, allegedly. So essentially they're being left behind, and as we know, if you have split ends and you don't take care of them, it's going to continue to split all the way up the shaft of your hair. And that's what's happening, apparently. But what I can tell you, and I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if it's not possible to see split ends when your hair is styled and being cut curl by curl. I don't know if that's a thing. But what I can tell you is when I got my hair done recently, the stylist did 2 different cuts on me. And I've noticed a few things. So for the back of my hair, she cut my hair wet with conditioner in it because she really wanted to get the shape. So she will pull my hair with her fingers and then cut. Now with the front of my hair, she ended up cutting it after we styled curl by curl, which is essentially what the stylist will do when they're giving you a curly cut. You will wash your hair, condition your hair, style it, and then they will go curl by curl and give you a trim. And I've noticed something since then because I've been really looking at my hair since this whole thing is coming out. And I'm also glad the stylist did 2 different cuts, not because of this whole thing. That wasn't the point. I was just getting my hair cut, getting my shape. But since she cut my hair 2 different ways, I've noticed a few things. So as I've been looking at my hair through this magnifying glass, I've noticed that the back of my hair is very blunt. The hair is more even, there's no split ends, and I have a really nice shape, to be honest. Now the front of my hair is a little bit more uneven, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. If you are cutting your hair curl by curl, you are gonna have some unevenness because of shrinkage. Our hair kind of falls the way that it falls, and if you're gonna cut curl by curl to maintain a shape, you're gonna have some unevenness, which is to be expected. But what I've noticed is that I had a little bit of, tiny bit of split ends left behind. Not a lot, but just a tiny bit. Now, is that the problem? Just having a little bit of split ends left behind, is that going to continue to split up the shaft of your hair? Because I'm thinking about this from the perspective of someone who used to use oils and butters and did not trim her hair that often. I used to trim my hair myself every 6 or so months, and the way that I used to do it, I used to twist my hair and then cut the end. Technically, that's cutting dry. And while my hair were in the twist, I would like to argue that I could see the split ends. Now, we're all human, right? But should I expect perfection from a $250 service? But there's something else that also bothers me. There's another creator that's spoken about this as well. She has noticed the same thing where she has a ton of split ends, but there's something very peculiar about her situation. After seeing Rosie's video, she started looking at her hair as well. She's not very happy with what she's seeing, but there's parts of her hair that is a totally different texture. What is going on now? We're not talking about split ends no more. We're talking about a texture change. How sway? That has nothing to do with a cut now. We're talking about her roots being a different texture than the rest of her hair. Her roots. Oh, this mystery just keep getting denser, thicker, mysterying. I don't know what to say. But you know me, I am going to get to the bottom of this. So I talked to her and she thinks that the hooded dryer may be the issue. She feels that the heat from the hooded dryer has been affecting her strand. Now that is interesting. It's indirect heat, right? Or is it? Now, not all hooded dryers are created equal, and one can argue that some of them, the heat isn't dispersed properly or evenly. With her particular dryer, she has been feeling that it's very hot on top. So the heat's coming from the top, going to the bottom. And with my dryer, actually, the heat comes from the bottom and goes to the top. So I find that I will have to turn around to try to get the top of my hair dry. And with that, she's thinking that the heat that's coming from the top being directly against her strands has been affecting them and compromising her hair that way, which is why her roots are a whole different texture than the rest of her hair. Now, is heat also an issue with this method, the way that we're applying it? Because the stylists are very adamant about not air drying your hair. You gotta set your hair in place, set your style, they will say. But at what cost? Now, we can't talk about curly cuts without talking about African Hair God. He is a stylist and content creator here on YouTube, and he has been doing corrective cuts on women who has been following this method and have been noticing damage to their hair. He's been on a mission to cracking the code as to what's been going on with our natural hair. And he watched one of my recent videos, the salon visit that I had with a stylist, and he left this comment. This is what the comment said. I don't know if you saw my video on cracking the code on curly cut damage, but I think you and your hair are fine with the curly cuts. I've learned after correcting over 10 curly cuts in the past month that the issue is with them restricting their usage of products to just gels, resulting in chronic dryness that is creating the splits throughout the length of the hair. It sounds like you've been listening to your hair and being more open, so you probably aren't experiencing the same issue that many of them are. Dryness. It appears that dryness may be the issue. I haven't deep conditioned my hair in 2 years. I use a leave-in conditioner very randomly, and I probably use them more when I had color in my hair. I primarily use the gels that are recommended every wash day. But like I've said before, all gels are not created equal. I make sure to use humectant-filled botanical gels that is going to hold water within my hair. And I do notice that the water is there. I do notice that my hair is hydrated for longer, unless it's a feeling and it's not actually hydrated. I don't know. I feel like I would have known. And also these gels are easily washable, so you can wash your hair and you're not going to have buildup or a coating on your strand, meaning that your hair is going to be ready to absorb more water every time that you shampoo. But again, just because I haven't experienced something doesn't mean that it's not true. I don't know the routines of the other women that are experiencing this issue. I don't know what products they use. I don't know how often they're adding water into their hair. But what I do know is that they are seeing their stylist regularly. So I would assume that they are following this method correctly. What I also know is that I'm actually not the greatest at keeping up with my hair routine like that. You know, they say to wash your hair every 4 to 7 days, but I stretch it to a week every single time. I am not one of those that wash my hair every 4 days. That has never happened in my life. We're busy, okay? And baby, we're gonna wash every 7 days and we're gonna keep it moving. Recently, I have incorporated the Pattern Beauty cream into my routine, but very randomly as well. I think I've used it twice over the course of, I don't know, the past 2 months. So primarily I use the gels, and no, I don't deep condition and I don't use a leave-in and any of that. But my next question is, how can our hair be so dehydrated to the point that it's splitting up so badly and we haven't noticed? Are the products that we're using masking an issue? I don't know. Is it possible that these products are making our hair feel so good on the outside, but on the inside, it's being choked with dryness? I don't know. Now, I clearly don't have all the answers. I'm making this video because I want you to be aware. I've introduced this method to my platform, and a lot of women are still reaching out to me to this day to say thank you. They enjoyed the series that I've made. They enjoy all the conversation that I've posted with me talking to stylists about this. And they have tried this method themselves and noticed positive results. Their hair has never been the same. It's never been so hydrated. Their scalp is clean, no dandruff, no scalp issues. And those are the same results that I've gotten. A lot of you guys are telling me how much you are enjoying your hair, how much softer it is. But I also wonder, is there people that have tried this method and struggled and, you know, their hair is breaking and they have split ends and just haven't said anything? Of course, I want you to have all the latest information, all the updated information about this method as we continue to test and figure things out. This is fairly new, I would say. I don't know anybody in my mom's generation who didn't use oils in their hair. And if we are doing this new method, I think it's fair to tweak things as the reviews starts coming in. Personally, I kind of feel like the stylists are a little too quiet on this, especially given that they were very loud a couple of years ago about us not washing our hair, being nasty. What are you doing? YouTube University. Where are they now? I kind of feel like they've gone as far as gaslighting people and saying that it's their fault that their hair is jacked up. Well, it's because you don't want to cut enough hair. How much hair are we supposed to be cutting with each visit? At the end of the day, we like long hair, we want long hair. Even if we are willing to take care of our hair in a different way, I still feel like it's ingrained in us to want long hair. If we're cutting it with every wash, that defeats the purpose. I'm not saying that this method does not support long hair, but if there is something that needs to be tweaked or changed, now is the time to do so. Now, when I was doing my research, I came across this video, which was posted a couple of years ago. I don't know the creator, but she was talking about diva cut. Now, okay, I don't know if you remember the controversy around diva curl, but diva cuts essentially were a method of cutting your curls dry. And a lot of women apparently were having issues with this method and spoke up about it. I didn't know about this at the time because I was using my oils and butters, you know, happily. But as it turns out, they were having almost the same issues with unevenness with their hair.
I had paid $150 for that haircut and it essentially needed to be fixed.
But this got me thinking, is it an issue with the cuts themselves that are creating all the split ends, or is it an issue with unevenness with your curls, with your hair? And if women were having this issue about 2 years ago, is this even related to not using oils and butters in your hair at all? Maybe it's the cutting technique that does not support healthy hair. I don't know. Now, to wrap up this video, I am going to say I don't believe in running back to oils and butters. I don't think that's the solution. I do believe there's something with this method, which is why I did it and continue to do it. Let's be honest, okay? I'm grown. I'm gonna do what I like. And I do like this. I do enjoy it, and I do feel like it's giving me a way to enjoy and wear my hair, even though I'm not wearing it right now, in a simplified way. But what I do know is growth is acknowledging where you are, learning, and tweaking things so that they can improve. So I think that with this method, maybe some things need to be tweaked to prevent some of this damage from happening to our strands. If it is the addition of a leave-in conditioner, maybe that's the answer. Like African Hair God said, maybe it's an issue with dryness. So tweaking some of the products, adding a deep conditioner, maybe it's just as simple as that. I do feel though in my little research that people that have never tried this method are the loudest. What can you really say if you've never tried it? Frankly, I don't think you should be that person. You don't know this method. You never tried any of the products, and speculating really isn't gonna take us anywhere. But I do wanna hear from the women who's been trying it, and I want you to share your experience. I know some of us are a little almost scared to come out because some of the stylists have been a little strong with their messaging. But this is my platform, and I'm gonna talk about what I wanna talk about when I wanna talk about it. So let me be your voice. Okay, girl, if something's going on with your hair, leave a comment down below or reach out to me personally so that I can bring it forward. Don't suffer in silence. And if you tried this and it didn't work for you, let me know down below as well. I've actually spoken to a few of you guys who reached out and said that your hair is doing lovely and you're enjoying it. So I appreciate it. But if you're not, if you feel like your hair is suffering, reach out. Talk about it and let me know. Don't let stylists bully you into being silent. For what? Huh? It's your hair. So obviously I don't have all the answers, but I wanted to update you as to what's been going on with the no oil and butter thing. Again, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. And I feel like we need to continue the conversation. This is a new method. This is something that we've never done before. And I appreciate us trying this and continue with it. And if something needs to be tweaked to really accommodate everyone, then we should do that. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll see you in my next one. Oh, and someone please check on homegirl in the yellow. I see that she's still struggling. Anybody know what's going on back there? Okay, they're checking on her. All right. Bye, girl.